Adrian and I, we got married in September of 2004, and we started going to church together, and came across the Del City Church of Christ. And it didn't matter that much to me where we went. You know, it's just make it easier, an easier decision. It'd come up in conversations. You know, she would mention something. You know, I'd ask her a question. She would tell me. I'd have to look it up in the Bible, and there'd be, you know, it'd almost be like, oh well, yeah, there it is, you know. And
I didn't want to force him into it. I didn't want him to feel like, you know, I was making him do it. I didn't want him to do it for me. That was the main thing. I was kind of afraid that I would always wonder if I pushed him, I would always think, did he do this because I was bothering him? He wanted me to be quiet. So it was really important to me to let him figure it out on his own. We started going to Del City and just really got close to a lot of people. Everybody was really welcoming of him. Nobody said, you know, you haven't been baptized, well, you can't come to our class or anything like that. Everybody was really accepting. And I think just the love and the compassion and the acceptance is really what moved him to the next step, because I really saw this church as having the same type of attitude that Jesus had. He didn't go around telling people, you know, condemning people. He helped people with love. He just loved everybody. He loved the tax collectors and the prostitutes, and he loved people that nobody else did. And I really saw that here in Del City.
The people are so they're so warm. You know, they come up to you and shake your hand, ask, you know, make sure you're having a good day, and just there's just something about it, and just the kindness with everybody.
As far as people who don't go to church, I would just say, just try to keep coming, because it's uncomfortable at first. You feel funny and you don't know anybody, but people are going to notice you. And if you can get a friend that you know here who can kind of help integrate you, this is a great church family. There's so much love here. And I just say don't give up, because if you don't give up on God, He's never going to give up on you, definitely.
We started coming to Del City Church of Christ after Pam's former boss, Brandon Gamble, invited us here, and we came a few times here and there, and then really started coming pretty regular after we had our first child, Mackenzie. She really enjoys the church here, and we finally found a church that we were comfortable with attending. People are a lot more open and a lot more transparent at this church than any others that we've ever attended before. It's a lot more relaxed, it's a lot easier going, it's more teaching than preaching type of place, which I enjoy, because I rather learn something than have somebody try to force feed what their belief instead of what the Bible says.
We feel better about having our kids in church, and I think that's one thing that really sparked us. You know, we wanted our kids growing up in, you know, a Christian home and with God as a center, you know, and we wanted to be role models for them.
Finally made my decision and got baptized at this church, and hopefully our kids will be baptized at this church too.